class, we have talked about home trade. We talk about foreign wholesale, retail trade, wholesale trade, and today we are going to foreign trade. Still under our trade series, so we've taken home trade. Today we go to foreign trade. The objective for the class is we're going to talk about what foreign trade is. We're going to list the types of foreign trade that we have, the advantages and disadvantages of foreign trade, and then the barriers that are involved in foreign trade. What is foreign trade? It is just a trade that is carried out between two or more countries. The process of goods and services exchanging hands between two or more countries, like a trade between Nigeria and Germany, Nigeria and Australia, Nigeria, Australia, Ghana, Cameroon. This is what we refer to as foreign trade. Trades that are not carried out within your territory, within your geographical region, within your country as a nation is referred to as foreign trade. Trade involving other countries with your own countries. So it involves two or more countries that are involved. The exchange of goods and services between two or more countries, that's foreign trade. So we have seen what is foreign trade. Trade that is carried out outside the borders of Nigeria with other countries. Now we are going to types of foreign trade. What are the types of foreign trade that is carried out? Remember that foreign trade falls on the principle of comparative advantage. I dealt with that in our last class. When a country has comparative advantage over another, it was in my economics class, please watch over that video, that a country should produce that which his comparative advantage is high. So foreign trade happens as a result of a nation having comparative advantage over another, that which he knows how best to produce, that can cut across cost efficiency, productivity, and specialization. But then we have types of foreign trade. We have the bilateral trade and the multilateral trade. The bilateral trade happens when a country is trying to balance its balance his trade, balancing his trade, and it happens between two countries. Nigerian trading with Australia. The exchange of goods and services is between these two countries. That is bilateral. Two countries are involved. The trade is carried out between these two nations. But the second one is multilateral. That is to say, a trade. Nigeria is carrying out trade with more than one nation. They can carry out trade with Ghana, America, Australia, Germany, China, as the case may be, a number of them. So from the words bi, remember it's two bilateral, two nations are involved, Nigeria plus any other nation they choose to trade with, to balance their balance of trade. Multilateral, for a number, numerous nations can be involved in this trade. So we have two types, bilateral and multilateral. We have seen the types of foreign trade. Now we'll go to the advantages and disadvantages of foreign trade. Advantages of these, we have source of revenue. Like for example, crude has become the major source of revenue for Nigeria, and tax is imposed for imported goods. Promotion of economic development, because trades are carried out between other countries, it leads to economic development. It provides a job opportunity for those who are importers and those who are exporters. It provides job opportunity. Availability of variety of goods. Many goods. That comparative advantage comes in here because a nation produces that which it has comparative advantage over. And so we have variety of products. Those that we cannot produce, we can have it. Then equitable distribution of natural resources. Natural resources that we don't have here, like the difference in climate changes and soil changes that we have in different parts of the world. Products we cannot produce here, like in our agro sector, we can have it here. Like some brand of apple that cannot be produced in Nigeria and can be produced in another part of the world can be imported down to us. Some kind of berries that we cannot produce in Nigeria can be imported to us. Now we go to the disadvantage. Now the next objective is for us to take the advantages and disadvantages of foreign trade. So we'll first of all consider the advantages of foreign trade. Number one of the advantages is that source of revenue. So it serves as a source of revenue for the country. How, for example, Nigeria as a country, we have crude. And so a majority of our revenue is getting from crude. Then other agro products too that we export, we still get revenue from it. Then taxation from imported goods equally brings revenue. Promotion of economic development, because more countries are it's a business, or it's a business between one or more countries, whereby transaction of goods and services are carried out. It increases economic development because people will have opportunity economically. Provision of employment opportunities. We have those who are exporters and importers, and those who may work for them. Even other people that may come to our country to establish businesses too may offer us opportunities. So importers and exporters serve as a source of employment opportunity for those who are involved and other persons that they may employ as their staffs. Availability of variety of goods. Remember the theory of comparative advantage, that a country should produce that which they have comparative advantage over. That means that a country will produce a product which they have the more comparative advantage over. And so, if we cannot produce, because we are in a country that cannot produce that particular product, but other people can produce, we can enjoy the benefit because they will import to our own countries. Then, equitable distribution of natural resources. Natural resources that are found in other countries of the world, we can enjoy it. And these resources can be as a result of climate change, different soil type, weather condition, because the weather condition we have here is not what they will have over there. The kind of soil we have here is not the same soil they will have over there. The climatic condition we have here may be different from what they have there. So products that we grow here might not grow over there. For example, some brand of apple might not grow here in our Nigerian climate, but we grow over there. What about some berries? We might not be able to grow some berry in this part of the world, but they will have it. And so other products too that we might not be able to produce here, but they have it over there. We will enjoy it. So these are the advantages of foreign trade. Now, this list is not exhaustive. We have more than 12. Please add 5 to this one I have given you to make it 10. I have just listed 5. Next, we'll talk about the disadvantages of foreign trade. Advantages of foreign trade. 1, encourage dumping. Countries that are more developed may use the less developed country as dumping ground. Products, goods that might not be acceptable in their country, they will come dump it in our own nation. It affects infant industry. Infant industry that are trying to establish, because there are more imported goods, they may not be able to stand the test of time and then they die off. Importation of dangerous or harmful goods. Smugglers might smuggle some dangerous goods into the country that might not be up to standard. Substandard goods that may be harmful to human consumption might be smuggled in. And then some product that may be produced over there because it is cheaper, they might bring it down here for us to consume. We'll talk about importation of dangerous or harmful goods. Smugglers may smuggle the harmful goods to the country because it's cheaper and because they will make more gain. That has adverse effects on the heads of individuals. Then, unemployment. Because it affects infant industries. Those that would have been gainfully employed in this industry will not have jobs. And so, it leads to unemployment. Then reduction of effort to attain self-reliance. Every nation preach self-reliance nation. Every nation wants to be self-reliant. And so, if they want to be self-reliant and they bring in different kind of goods, the country becomes a dumping ground. Things they are supposed to produce, they will not produce it. They will depend on importation. What happens? The self-reliant nation they imply or intend to build, they won't be able to build such nation. So it will kill that. Now we're going to the next objective for our class. Now let's see the next. Foreign trade is our next objective and the last for this class. Number one is distance. Because trade is carried out between two or more countries, the distance is always far. Look at the distance between Nigeria and China, Nigeria and Australia, Nigeria and US. The distance is very far, unlike internal trade that you can move from one place to another to carry out trade. Here it is not easy. Difference in currency. How much is a dollar exchange for a naira? The difference there make either the products to be very high or to be very low. So the currency is always different. Different in language. The Chinese man may not understand the Nigerian person. And the difference in language can cause a problem. Have you gone to a Chinese website to order products? Without the aid of a translator, you won't be able to do that. Or without the aid of a translator, you cannot communicate or transact business with such an individual. So language barrier. Difference in weight and measurement. The measurements used in other countries may not be the same measurement we use here in our own country. So that may cause variation. Political instability. If the political nature of the country is unstable, it's going to affect trade. Or what about other countries that you trade with? If there is war, if there is problem politically, it's going to affect your trading terms. Imposition of tariff, high tariff. If imported goods are excessively charged or excessively taxed, it becomes a problem for foreign trade because this excessive tariff will make the goods to be very costly or very high in price, making the demand rate to be very low. Their profitability will be very low, minimum. Documentation. The documents used in foreign trade are so numerous, unlike the home trade, where you have little documentation that is involved. And then lastly, transportation. If it's going to be by air, if it's going to be by sea, marine, or even by road, by road, if it's going to be inter-countries, two countries involved. It's either by sea or by air. The ones by road are very few countries that you can navigate from your own country to another country, but others are done via air or sea. And so that transport system is going to be very costly. So these are the barriers to foreign trade. I hope you found value for this class. Thank you for dropping by on this class. In our next class, we'll discuss other commercial areas that affect our business. Until then, I'll see you.